Hey guys, my name is Patrick Starrr. I'm gonna show you guys how to cake your face in the best way possible with foundation, concealer, powder setting, all the above to set your face up for a beautiful makeup look. The four most important things are priming, foundation, highlight, and contour. It's all in one. And then setting and baking, very, very, very important. And last but not least, blending all the powders together. First, because we are going to cake the face, I like to prep my lips and my under eyes, those being the thinnest parts of your skin. You want to make sure, because you're caking up makeup all the time, you want to make sure that your skin is protected. I like to use this lip balm. It's by Tatcha. If you don't hydrate your under eyes, especially if you had a long night out like me the night before, your makeup will end up looking so creasy and dry, and that's not what we want. And a lot of people that I see do eye cream don't do the top, so it's really important to do the tops of your lids, but be gentle as well. All right, also moisturizing is really important. This one is by Tilbury. It's very expensive, but because I do shave and I have razor bumps and we film in very HD here on YouTube land, it's really good to surge your skin, especially if you're gonna cake it up. Wake up the skin and massage your skin, because you're gonna be like, baby, like, you know, you're massaging your chicken or your turkey to prepare it for the seasoning. And you wanna go up. All right, so next I'm gonna go ahead and take this Nars Pore and Shine Control Primer. You believe it or not, I get greasy still. So I'm gonna apply this where I'm the most porous and the most shiny. And I have my really large pores right here. I use this on when I did Naomi Campbell's makeup. Okay, I think we're ready for foundation. I'm gonna go ahead and color, because you can see I have a lot of blue. If you look at a color wheel, the orange cancels out all of the blue, like all the bruise colors, and it will neutralize it, so when you put on your foundation, it doesn't look blue or purple or green underneath. It looks crazy, but this is very important. Now, because I have large pores here too, I like to take a little bit of translucent powder and put it in just to fill it in, kind of like caulk in a wall. All right, now it's time for the makeup. I'm gonna go ahead and take this Kryolan TV paint stick. Scott Barnes, who does JLo's makeup, does this as well, and it actually works. So I'm gonna start off with this contour color. I like to contour and highlight before the foundation, because this will peek through. Because if I did my foundation first, then the foundation color, which is my actual skin color, would tint lighter. So for me, I wanna make sure that my contour shows and it doesn't disappear. I love using creams when I'm contouring because they seamlessly blend together, and I have different foundations for different purposes. So this one for sure is for simply coverage. For longevity, I like to use the Estée Lauder Double Wear. I'm gonna go ahead and take a lighter color of this, and this is gonna be my highlight color here. I'm gonna go here. So I wanna make sure that it's completely full coverage. And I'm starting to look like a Van Gogh painting, so that's good. I like to cut, see, these are the points on my face where I like to highlight, because I have such a flat, manly face. I like to look snatched. You wanna blend your colors in the direction that it's going. You see, because I have my contour, if I blended this way, the darkness would come up, and what was the point of doing it? So I'm gonna go ahead and start and blend all the way back to my neck. Now remember that foundation that I told you about earlier, the Double Wear foundation. I'm just gonna go ahead and apply this right here. Just stippling this a little bit across the face, so kind of locks it in. So this beauty sponge right here is by Real Techniques. It is the body blender. If you are a drag queen or a showgirl, this is really not for the face. This is actually for your body, but being that I have a large head and a face, it really gets the job a lot quicker. And go ahead and take this Uoma concealer. This is called the Woke Concealer. I am in the color number Honey. And this concealer, I know you're like, you already have makeup on your face, but this is to brighten and to smooth. Again, the same points that we did before. The top of my nose, the forehead right here, top of the lip, and the chin, and maybe just like a little right here. All right, guys, I wet my beauty blender, and I'm gonna go ahead and take this and blend that concealer. So this beauty blender, I like to use for the smaller areas like under my eyes because it has a point. All right, so next, now that I am happy and satisfied with my foundation, highlight, and contour, it's time for powder. Now, I'm gonna show you guys a few different powders that I like to use. It's not about how much powder you use. What's more important is what powder you use for what area. So this is my favorite powder for under the eyes. This is the Banana Light Luxury Powder. So good, as you guys can see, I ran out, but you know, I got me a backup. This one is just so micronized. It has like a beautiful translucent like banana color, and it has a brightening effect. Right before you blend, make sure there's no creases. I like to get the sides of my nose with this because you know I smile, I laugh, I talk a lot. I have a long day today. My chin, and then the center of my forehead. What you're essentially doing, I learned from Kevin Aucoin, is we're pretty much reshaping the face. So we're creating a canvas. This I love because it is super heavy duty and so strong. And because, you know, I have facial hair, my cheeks, the fallout, the shadow from your eyes can fall onto here and it cleans it up right away. So I would say baking is my favorite part of the process for sure. So next I'm gonna go ahead and do my eyebrows and my eyes. Normally that could take 20 minutes, 30 minutes, but I would leave this for about like 10, 15 minutes as you do your eye makeup. That way it solidifies and it bakes everything under into the skin. So now it's been about maybe 20-ish minutes since I've done my eyes and my lashes. So now I'm gonna wipe this off and reveal the skin. But to make things faster, I like to take my foundation powder. This is the Double Wear Foundation Powder in the color 5W1 Bronze. It's the powder version of the liquid. So same color, same everything. And I like to just buff it into the skin so I can bring back color onto my face, because you see it has like that white color cast. It's really nice to kind of just go over it. And that baking powder is more for durability, and this is more for, you know, color. And I only like to use this foundation powder on the outside. Don't put it all the way up under your eye. It's a no-no. No. Do not do that, because you want to make sure, because this has a lot of coverage and color, you want to make sure this goes everywhere else except under the eyes. I'm gonna go ahead and bronze and contour. I'm gonna go ahead and take this Mineralize Skinfinish from MAC called Dark Deep and just kind of sketch out my cheeks right here and just bronze the face. This is what I've changed since 2016. I like to cut my cheeks, so see it's a little bit splotchy. We're gonna kind of erase and go up, and it kind of acts like a reinforcer. And you see the bronzer, I just got two bronzer happy. Kind of like erases and reinforces that. I'll talk to it. Yeah, other things that have changed since 2016 too is my way of blending, my patience with makeup. And because I've had experience like watching myself back on YouTube, on TV, on shows, and red carpets, I kind of have learned a lot from looking back at myself and always having the mindset that there's always something new to learn. All right, so this next part's one of my favorite parts. I'm gonna go ahead and take the Beauty Blender and another foundation powder. Yes, another foundation powder. This is a lighter color foundation powder, and I like to take this and put this under my eye. And this kind of is like one of the second to last powders for the ultimate full coverage look. You're like second to last? Yes, second to last powder. So I like to take that same powder on my Beauty Blender and go down the nose. Of course, right here, under the eyes, and voila. And I'm just gonna go ahead and blend this part with a little bit of blush because see how it's like the contour now, and then the highlight, it's getting a little bit cray-cray. I became a foundation expert by having my makeup done by other people because I know that I don't know it all. Watching videos of myself, watching myself back on YouTube, and just really trying new products. There's always something new launching, like almost like every day, every month, every week, every hour. And by watching other people on YouTube, I'm able to really learn something new. Do this and just dust off all the powder. You see? We look cute. We got somewhere today. This is gonna give it that skin-like effect. Leave your eyes closed. Get a fan. Spray is super important last because it really locks in the makeup. It makes it look like skin again because you guys saw I used like a 10 bajillion powders on my face, but it's really important to do that because this gives it that HD finished look and I love it. All right, everyone, I got my turban on and a cute little outfit. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I feel like I look so snatched. This is the ultimate full coverage foundation look. I hope you guys learned some tips and tricks and tried this at home. You can follow me on all social media at Patrick Starrr. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. Comment down below if you guys liked it. And I hope to see you all in the next video. Bye.